turf.
Yeah,
That's even worse.
They were in Korea when it happened. That makes it a little bit worse. You think?
Oh, that makes it way worse.
So we can't see it, but in actuality, he's like, yeah, this is gonna be bad for me.
He's about to go home, kneel down in front of his father, and say, "I failed you."
All right. There's only one more thing left to do. That we were talking about it earlier. The question for this show is, what game introduced you into fighting games, and what was your first game you took serious?
I walked into an arcade and that was Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2?
Yep, because my uncle owned a couple businesses at the mall, and when you're a kid, you just go wander around. He's like, "Hey, the arcade's over there."
Second.
All right. So I went over there, and there's all these people around Street Fighter 2, and I think I was like maybe like 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah.
And you know how people put quarters like along the front rail.
Yeah.
But I guess somebody popped a bunch in there, so I just kept on getting started every time I died. So I was using up somebody else's quarters.
What'd you say? What was it? Do you remember if it was Championship Edition or was like OG?
It was Championship Edition.
Good old Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, good old Street Fighter 2. And what's crazy is this is before you even hit the console. So like I remember like every time we went to the arcade, you see like 10, 15 people just surrounding the machine, just like all waiting. It was always a big group. Like always.
Of course, around that time. Jamie Lee Curtis would have been there.
And what's crazy is that's when the Neo Geo, the Neo Geo system.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You can sit there and pick which one you want to play.
Yeah, because they had about 3. They had Fatal Fury, they had Samurai Showdown, they probably had like
yeah, it was always in that order.
And it had
Narc. You also had Narc on there.
Narc. What was the other one? Where you were like, it was kind of like Contra, but you were a smaller person with the guns.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh God!
But also right next to it, they always had that karate game, like would just be two levers.
But and you pick both. You like there was a boxing game like that. I don't know if you remember. Like it was a boxing game, and there's 2 levers, and this was jab, this was like hook.
Yeah, I remember that one. And they also had the motorcycle, but it was actually a motorcycle you just sit on. You go left and right.
Yeah. MotoGP or something.
My feet wouldn't like go down, so I would have to sit there and swing.
Oh yeah, it's the best thing. It's the best thing about it. So what was the first fighting game you took serious? Like you played a lot?
I would say it was Killer Instinct.
Which one?
Very first one.
Like for Super Nintendo?
No, it was on was it on 64?
It was on Killer Instinct Gold.
Yeah, that's the first one I
played. Well, no, that's not. Well, no. Super Nintendo had Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct Gold came out for the Super Nintendo. I mean, for 64.
On 64, we were playing that, and that's when like I saw the combos, and I was like, "Yo, that's just pretty tight. Let me try that." Literally, I think I was at the homie's house and we were playing. Dude, I think we played like almost 16 hours straight. It was a weekend after school. They're like, "You guys hungry?" No, we're good.
Yeah. I mean, especially if your friend was beating you and you were beating him, and you guys were like trying to get the score up and who was beating who and everything. Oh yeah, that'll go on for hours. Days.
Oh, so like we're sitting there just practicing all the combos, and I was like, okay, cool. Then go to of course, it was like we play at the house and we go to the mall.
The game that introduced me to fighting games is a weird one. The game that introduced me to fighting games was Double Dragon 2. I want to say. I think it was Double Dragon
on
2.
Nintendo, right? Yeah, they do little like spin kick. And I remember that.
So check it out. In Double Dragon, you could play the main game, but they also had like where you could fight your friend.
I barely remember that one. I think.
So basically, it was Double Dragon. It wasn't technically a fighting game, but in Double Dragon, if you went to like it was the main menu, and it was like you could pick any of the characters in the game. You could pick Billy, Jimmy. You could pick even the bad guys. And it wasn't like a traditional fighting game. It was basically like an arena fighter. And it was bad.
I remember the one on Nintendo because I think
it was on Nintendo.
It was like the 2 dragons and they were both on there.
Yeah.
But you know what? I can't say Street Fighter was my first game Tyson's Punch-Out was the first fighting game I actually played.
Well, actually, even if you go with them, I would still say I had first.
I would say I have to say Tyson because that was honestly the very first fighting game I ever played. Because I would say more like 2D style, yes, but like Tyson was like Tyson and Tecmo Bowl were like the all time like greatest
Everybody
games.
had it. If you had a what you call it, you had Mike Tyson Punch Out, you had Duck Hunt Mario, and you had fucking maybe
But
you
you
had
remember the system? Yo, you remember the system? It gives you the trackpad, that little racing, like what is it, track and field?
oh yeah oh yeah. I still
I would
you
use my
see
hands.
you've been at the house. I still got my Nintendo gun. It
I saw
still
the box.
works.
You still got the box. I was like,
So this is it. This is it. I'm hold on, wait. So this is like I said, it wasn't per se a fighting game because it was really bad, but this was the first game I played that introduced me to fighters. Hold on.
yeah, that's the one.
Hold on, wait for it.
Okay, yeah, you can. Yep, you can pick those guys. I totally remember that.
It was shitty.
Yeah, but you know what? That game was actually fun to play.
Yeah, man. This was fighting game. I used to play these shit out of this with my friends and my dad and just like beat these shit out of each other.
But what's the Double Dragon when like they'll sit there to, like they jump up and they do a little spin kick, right? But
Yeah.
there's the level on there where they have like two of the like ninjas coming out from both sides, and you'd have to like be right in the middle and time it right.
The first fighting game that I took seriously that I like played. Okay, so it was that game. The first fighting game that I played and took seriously is a toss up. It's a toss up between Virtual Fighter and Battle Toshima because they had this game. So when 3D Fighters became a thing, Virtual Fighter, of course, was like one of the big games. But Virtual Fighter had another game. So Battle Toshima, Battle Toshima Arena. Hey, Shadow, are you there?
You're saying it wrong. It's Battle Arena Toshinden.
Listen,
See?
I'm not even good at talking right now, but I'm gonna look it up. So say it again. Battle Arena Toshinden.
Suzuki.
So it was Virtual Fighter versus Battle Arena Toshinden, and I played the shit out this game, bro. It was like the greatest game I ever played in my life. Yeah. This is before
thing.
This is before Marvel, before I started playing Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter. I'm gonna try to look it up right now. Battle Arena Toshinden. See, I'm old like Shadow, so he's the only person. Why did me and Shadow play the same game? It's weird. So weird.
Actually, you know what? Somebody played a joke on me. They're like, "You want to know how you're old?" And I was like, "How?" He said, "I'll get you one day." I was like, "Okay, whatever." And like, he had a group of people around him, and he said, "Up, up, down, down, left, right." I said, "Contra." And he's like, "See, you're old." I'm like, "Oh, you prick."
No, somebody got me like that. They said, if you want to know how you old, if you go to somebody's page and they pause before they start talking, they're old.
Really?
So like back in the day,
being truthful.
Back in the day, like you used to like film yourself, but you couldn't start talking right away because it would take a second to start recording.
Like how you would do your voicemails on your phone, like with the music in the background.
Exactly, because it would take a minute, right? Well, they say old people, millennial people, still do that shit.
Nah, no, you're old when you actually listen to their answer machine. You hear old R&B music.
Nah, I just when people ask me now how old I am, you know what I do? I just bust out my old school Blockbuster card. Like, here you go, that's how old I am.
I'm Blockbuster, man.
I'm this old.
Hollywood Video is dope too.
Yeah.
It went from Blockbuster to Hollywood Videos, and then it was Redbox.
Redbox put them out of business big time.
Yeah, it sure did.
So I want to ask Shadow the same question, but like I can't find Metal Slug is the other game we're talking about too, Echo. Metal Slug.
Okay.
I can't
That was the Contra Neo Geo version of Contra.
Did Metroid come out before Mega Man, or how did that work?
Did Metroid come out before Mega Man? Battle Arena Toshinden.
Wasn't one of you guys playing that?
No, I played the game before. I played both versions of Battle Arena Toshinden.
But they had a Virtual Fighter versus Battle Arena Toshinden that I played the shit out of. Anyways,
Yeah, but Virtua
I was
Fighter wasn't that
looking
big,
for that.
bro.
I don't
Just
think
just get that
Virtua
right.
Fighter actually was pretty massive.
yeah, I virtual about it like the arcade. So, like I said, I grew up in New Orleans, right? And like, even though there were lines of people lined up to play like Street Fighter, and Street Fighter was big like that, but there was just as many people trying to play like Virtual Fighter at the arcades that I was at anyway. All right,
Yeah,
Shadow.
same here.
What game? What was your intro? What game introduced you to fighting games, and what game did you play like a lot of it to take serious? The first one.
And the game that would introduce me with fighting games was Street Fighter 2.
Do you
That
do
was
you,
the very first fighting game I've
do
seen.
you know the
And
edition?
Championship Edition.
Of course.
So and then the game that got me into competing was the one I won in your tournaments was Killer Instinct.
So, much like Echo Killer Instinct, but not the Super Nintendo version, the actual Xbox
I played
2014
the
version.
Xbox version.
I played the 64 edition.
So that was Killer Instinct Gold.
That's Killer Instinct Gold.
Yeah. So it's Killer Instinct 1 and 2, and then 64 had the Killer Instinct Gold version. And there's many a video of Shadow before his character's webs got cut.
Oh yeah, I got a rage quit video.
Wait a
on
minute.
there too.
So Echo, you got Game Pass and you got an Xbox right now, so you can technically download Killer Instinct and play.
I already got Killer Instinct. I already got it right here.
You played
Don't
it?
do it. Don't do it to yourself, man.
I
That
already got
game
it right
is
here.
game is dead. Just let it go.
Still be playing it.
You know,
Still be
I'm
playing
still
it.
playing Modern Warfare 3 in
People
that game.
still
and
play it. Just
super
let it
live.
go. Just let it go.
I'm gonna get you back into watch.
Yeah, it
Back
doesn't
to
even
Modern
get
Warfare
updated
3.
anymore. Just let it go. It
It got
got
updated
updated
like
once.
2 years ago. Like what? Was that 2 years ago? It got updated with
It
that
was
big
2
patch.
years ago. It got updated, and they didn't even do shit for Sedair except increase their movement speed.
But there's so many other characters that are good in that game.
Exactly. I'm not the
You know
type
what?
to
That could
change
be our
my
next
characters.
topic.
I was a
next week.
loyalist, and what they did was clip my wings, so I will not touch that game ever again.
Oh, they snipped his. They
We definitely
Same thing with Tekken 7. They clipped Leroy's wings. I stopped playing the game.
Yeah, so I
Wait
guess
till they-
Leroy,
wait till
Leroy
they
doesn't
cut
even
Victor.
exist for you right now.
He's never gonna play Tekken again.
They already clipped his wings, but I found out that they gave him new shit, so I went back to continuing playing
Yeah.
Victor.
Yeah,
And
they
now
did.
they're gonna give him some more shit when season 2 drops. So I'm more excited for that.
Yeah, Leroy, if you duck Leroy because everything's high, he just gets got.
He gets destroyed.
And if you sidestep him, he just goes
honestly, the last,
in that direction.
I've been fighting a lot of Leroy's lately, and honestly, it's just
It's easy work.
He
it's
should
all
be
the same-
fun. He's fun to play if the
It's
person
like,
you're playing
he does
against.
the same thing, and it's so funny because, like, he has this little counter he does. He kind of like just pushes and he does a little punch, whatever. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get you on that. So now I just go for a grab, and they're like, oh shit, what do I do next? I'm like, you don't know what to do next.
I mean, we had a whole like 2 weeks where we did nothing but play Victor. Was that 2 weeks? I think we played Victor like hard body for like 2 weeks.
You know,
the
because of
character got a buff.
Shadow, every Victor that I play on there now, I just laugh at him. I'm like, this is gonna be funny.
I'm sorry. We played Leroy hard body for 2 weeks.
I was gonna say Leroy.
Yeah.
Because Victor, no, because that was just me. You went to Steve.
Yeah, I wanted to play Victor, but then you started playing Victor, and I was like, I don't
You
want to play
should have
Victor.
played Raven, actually, honestly.
I don't even know why you just didn't even want to play Victor because I touched Victor. Like that doesn't
Because
make any
then
sense.
we were playing the same character the whole time we were playing. That's stupid.
Who cares? That's literally being a character loyalist. That's how it works, Mr. Ken Masters.
Listen, which I don't play anymore, so I'm not a character loyalist.
That's a lie because in SF6 you went back to him.
I play him just because people want me to play him, but my character in
People want to-
FS6,
you don't
is-
even, you don't play.
I just started playing him, like literally just started playing him. My character in FS6 is Rashid. Rashid's my favorite character to play in FS6. I'm just playing Ken right now because I'm just playing him. But anyways,
No, I'm just playing him. I don't want to
it's
hear that crap.
but I like Rashid, then Zangief, and then Ken as of right now. And
That's what it says.
I've been sexy eyeing Jury. Like, how you doing? And your boy's good too.
Who?
Ed is
That
good.
is ridiculous, but he takes a lot to play. He takes a lot.
Yeah, I mean, but that's that's fine.
He is hard to play.
Those are my kind of characters anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah, he is hard to play. I'm having issues trying to pick him back up.
He's a different character. He's a different
Yeah.
character. He's a different character.
He is not
No.
anything from
Yeah,
what he was
yeah,
back in the
yeah.
day.
All right,
But
so
I love his play style though. It's awesome. I love it.
speaking of Street Fighter, we say we're gonna play some Street Fighter this week.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
that's
we're
coming
gonna
up.
check some.
Me and Echo are gonna keep playing. We're gonna keep going through God of War and now Killer Instinct. Now
God of War. You mean?
I mean, Gears of War. Sorry.
Y'all
Oh,
need to
okay.
jump on Diablo 4. It's on
Yeah.
Game Pass. You have no excuse.
Yeah. Let's do that after we get Alpha. What you call it? I started playing it. I told you.
Definite dad's plays when it comes to that crap.
Oh, a dad's play of Diablo.
Yeah, dad's plays on Diablo because y'all are gonna be confused as all shit.
Well, yeah. I've never
What am I
really.
not?